Benson, but that's not gonna happen till 54. What's the best fight at 47? Is it Thurman?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not looking at I'm locked in on Clayton, but I feel like Keith Thurman will be next. If when I'm victorious and I do my thing, I feel like that'd be a big fight, pay-per-view fight or whatever.
How is making 47 right now?
It's great. I told you.
Man, what's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing back at you with another one. So, here's the thing. Do you guys remember just 8 years ago? And I'm saying that like 8 years ago isn't a while ago, but I'm just gonna say 8 years ago. It seemed like absolutely nobody wanted to get in the ring with Keith one-time Thurman. Do you guys remember how at one point Keith Thurman was calling out Tim Bradley, he was calling out Floyd Mayweather, he was calling out Manny Pacquiao, he was calling out Sean Porter, he was calling out Amir Khan. I still remember the Amir Khan video because it was so hilarious. He was like, he said, Amir Khan does not want no parts of Keith one-time Thurman. Because if he did, we'd be fighting tomorrow, son! Yeah, I know you're training. Like, that shit was the funniest thing to me. Paulie Malignaggi, the whole famous, hey, you better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. Y'all remember that? It seemed like, for me, this is my take, and I'll do another video on this. And I have a feeling and I already know the title of the video. It's gonna be called "The Downfall of Keith Thurman." It seemed like for me, after 2015, when after Keith Thurman fought Luis Collazo, took that body shot, it just seemed like we started hearing less and less from that big bad Keith Thurman. And then the more we heard from Earl, the less we heard from Keith. Jaron Ennis has been calling Keith out for a while now. Keith Thurman first tried to say he never even heard of Jaron Ennis. Then Keith Thurman came back and said, yeah, he's a nice little fighter. But Jaron Ennis has been pushing for a Keith Thurman fight now. And it's just crazy because Keith Thurman was supposed to be the heir to the throne after Mayweather left. Keith Thurman at one point was the front runner to take over the welterweight division. Keith Thurman was. At one point. The sad thing about Keith Thurman is that he has so much, like we expected so much of him, and he didn't give it his all. And now, even in his last fight with Mario Barrios, he was hurt. So Jaron Ennis is pushing for that Keith Thurman fight. And I think that's a fight that actually, not just Jaron Ennis, but Showtime even stated that they're interested in making that fight. And that's a fight that is very pleasing. I don't see Keith Thurman beating Jaron Ennis right now. I don't. If you're asking for my honest opinion, I don't think Keith Thurman would beat Jaron Ennis. Y'all might think I'm crazy for that, but Keith Thurman has not, man. He is not the same Keith Thurman, bro. The Keith Thurman that was calling out all these guys, the Keith Thurman that fought Sean Porter. Well, even then, but see, even then, I feel like Keith Thurman was like, it just seemed like, for me, it just seemed like, because he fought Sean Porter in 2016, but the Luis Collazo fight was 2015. But it just seems like, bro, at that moment, we just started hearing at less and less. I think, 2019 was like the first year in a long time that he fought twice a year, and then he fought earlier this year against Mario Barrios. And so I'm assuming that he's gonna fight again this year, but you just never know with Keith Thurman, bro. You never know with Keith Thurman. Jaron Ennis is up and coming. Jaron Ennis is now where Keith Thurman was, what, 8 years ago? 10 years ago, actually. 10 years ago was my first time seeing Keith Thurman. It was on an undercard on HBO. I think the fight was on the StubHub. It was at the StubHub. I remember he was like, afterwards he was like 18-0 with 17 knockouts. And he was calling out all these guys. He's Floyd Mayweather. I can defeat you. Wait, what do you say? Floyd Mayweather, you're undefeated. I can defeat you. Like, he was calling these guys out. Adrian Broner. He was calling Adrian Broner out. That was when Adrian Broner was real high. He was on the undercard of Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana. Calling AB out. Calling out Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero didn't seem like he wanted to fight him. Then Robert Guerrero finally fought him. Calling out all these guys, bro. Danny Garcia. He was at one point he wanted all these fighters, bro. And now the tables have turned. Keith Thurman is not. Keith Thurman has lost his hunger. Keith Thurman is not the same Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman balloons up in weight, walks around at like 180 something. I don't know if he ballooned up in weight after the Mario Barrios fight, but he definitely balloons up in weight. You see it. Maybe that affects. That's why he can't take a body shot. I don't know. I don't know what's up with Keith Thurman, man. But it just, for me, I noticed a decline in Keith Thurman after the Luis Collazo fight when he got caught with that nasty body shot. That was like in July of 2015. And now you got all these guys just dying to fight Keith Thurman. I mean, I don't know what to say. Keith one time a year Thurman. I mean, I used to like. I had high hopes for Keith Thurman. I did. I had high hopes for Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman has let us down with his inactivities. And then he did. And then you remember when he was fighting Sean Porter the first time? They were supposed to fight in March of 2016. But Keith Thurman got into a little fender bender. Not even he said he got into a car accident, but if you go look at the pictures of his white Mustang that he wrecked, it was just a fender bender. The shit didn't even like you the way he was talking, you would have thought his white 2012 Mustang got you would have thought his white 2012 Mustang got totaled. When you see the picture, it was just a dent in the front. I kid you not. I promise to God. Go look it up. It was just a dent in the front, bro. It was a fender bender. He got into a little fender bender and had to pull out of the Sean Porter fight. Said he had whiplash and micro tears. Now you got all these fighters calling out Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia wanted a Keith Thurman rematch. Sean Porter wanted a Keith Thurman rematch. Jaron Ennis wanted Keith Thurman. Errol Spence wanted Keith Thurman. Terrence Crawford wanted Keith Thurman. All these guys calling out Keith one time a year Thurman. It's just sad because I just remember when nobody wanted to fight Keith one time every 2 years Thurman. But now you got the boy Jaron Ennis. I like that fight. Hopefully Jaron gets past Clayton, which I'm sure he will, this Saturday on the undercard of the Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano 2. Get past him and hopefully we can get, Jaron boost Ennis versus Keith one time a year Thurman. I say like maybe around September. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know? Well, I know Keith. I know this is almost the end, buddy.